These beads speak. They carry love, warnings, status, and they do it without a single word. Welcome to Tribal Tales and Tech, where ancestral craftsmanship meets digital preservation. Today, we unravel the hidden language of Zulu beadwork, a visual code passed down through generations, now being decoded by artificial intelligence. In the heart of southern Africa, the Zulu people have long used beadwork as a form of communication. We're not just talking about decoration here, but a genuine dialogue. Each necklace, bracelet, or headband tells a story of love, of lineage, of longing. For centuries, beads have been woven into the very fabric of Zulu identity, creating a rich tapestry of meaning. Before colonization, beadwork was a living language, a vibrant and essential part of daily life. Women, the primary creators, would craft intricate messages using color and pattern, sending silent signals across villages and through generations. It was a sophisticated system of non-verbal communication, deeply understood by the community. The language of color is at the core of this tradition. Zulu beadwork uses a palette of symbolic colors, each with its own powerful meaning. White often represents purity, spiritual love, and all that is good. Red speaks of intense emotions, like passion or even anger. Blue can signify fidelity and hope, while yellow often points to wealth and desire. Green represents contentment and the fertility of the land. Black is a strong color, often associated with marriage and rebirth. And then there's a color like pink, which could indicate poverty or a state of uncertainty. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. The meanings are not fixed. They shift depending on the context and the combination of colors used. For example, a red bead in a love letter might scream of passionate desire. In another context, placed next to different colors, that same red bead could signify deep heartbreak. The same color has the power to bless or to warn. This ambiguity is what makes the language so rich, so nuanced, and so deeply personal. It's a language of subtlety, not of absolutes. Beyond color, patterns form the grammar of this visual language. Geometric shapes like triangles, diamonds, and zigzags each have a role to play in constructing a message. A triangle pointing upward might symbolize a man or the masculine principle. Pointing downward, it represents a woman or the feminine. When you see two triangles joined at their bases, it often signifies a couple, a union. These patterns, combined with the colors, create sentences, paragraphs, and entire narratives. Bracelets were a common medium for these messages, especially between lovers. A young woman might craft and send a beaded message to a suitor, expressing affection, rejection, or hesitation. It was a way to navigate the complexities of relationships without uttering a single word. Imagine the anticipation of receiving one of these pieces, the careful process of decoding its meaning. These were never just accessories. They were emotional artifacts, tangible pieces of a person's heart and mind. The creators of these meaningful objects were traditionally Zulu women. It was a skill and a sacred knowledge passed down from mothers to daughters. Elders would guide the younger initiates, ensuring the language and the techniques were preserved. The act of beading itself was a meditative and communal practice. It was a time for connection, for storytelling, and for imbuing each piece with intention. Every single piece required immense time and focus. The choice of color, the rhythm of the pattern, the precise placement of each beadle of it mattered deeply. This was slow art, born from patience and purpose. Beadwork was also integral to major life events and rituals. You would see it at birth ceremonies, welcoming a new life. It marked the transition from childhood to adulthood in coming-of-age rites. It was present at weddings and funerals, and even at important political gatherings. It was, in every sense, a language of life itself. But this vibrant tradition faced a major disruption with the arrival of European colonists. They introduced mass-produced glass beads, which were cheaper and brighter than the traditional materials like seeds, shells, and clay. As these new materials flooded the market, the traditional meanings began to blur. The rise of tourism also had a profound impact, transforming sacred beadwork into souvenirs for outsiders. In this new commercial context, some patterns were simplified to appeal to a broader, uninformed market. Some colors lost their original context and symbolic weight. Slowly but surely, the language began to fade. The intricate grammar that had been passed down for generations was at risk of being forgotten. But the story doesn't end there. The spirit of this tradition proved to be resilient. In recent decades, there has been a powerful movement of revival and resistance. Zulu artists, community elders, and scholars are working tirelessly to revive the original meanings and grammar of the beadwork. Workshops are being held to teach young women the symbolic language of their ancestors. Museums are now curating beadwork not just as ethnic craft, but as literature, as a complex system of communication deserving of serious study. Beadwork has once again become a powerful form of resistance. It's a way to reclaim cultural identity, to speak a language that was suppressed, to assert a heritage on one's own terms. And now, a new chapter is unfolding as artificial intelligence enters the story. Researchers are training sophisticated AI models to help decode the complex language of beadwork. These algorithms can analyze vast datasets of color combinations, pattern sequences, and regional stylistic variations. The potential applications are groundbreaking. AI can help us reconstruct messages from historical pieces where the meaning has been lost. It can identify the tribal origins of a particular piece by recognizing its unique stylistic dialect. It could even be used to simulate traditional designs, helping new artists learn the old ways. One of the most exciting prospects is using machine learning to translate beadwork into digital archives. This would create a searchable, shareable, and permanent record, safe from the decay of time. Other projects are exploring how the underlying logic of beadwork hits, grammar, and syntax can inspire new forms of visual coding, blending ancestral logic with modern technology. It's a bridge between the past and the future. However, this intersection of technology and tradition must be approached with great care and respect. This brings us to some important ethical reflections. Zulu beadwork is not just data to be processed. It is sacred, emotional, and deeply contextual. Digitizing this cultural heritage requires the full consent, collaboration, and guidance of the Zulu people. Technology must be a tool to assist and empower, not to appropriate or exploit. AI should serve the community, not the other way around. Some elders have rightly warned against the risks of commercializing sacred bead patterns, turning a living culture into a digital commodity. They remind us that meaning is earned through experience and relationship, not simply extracted by an algorithm. The goal must be preservation and amplification, not soulless replication, to truly appreciate the depth of this language. Let's decode a sample piece together. Imagine a bracelet. It starts with a row of white beads, signaling a purity of intention. This is followed by a band of red beads, indicating emotional intensity, a powerful feeling. In the center, we see a triangle pointing down, representing a woman's voice, her perspective. Next to it, a diamond shape, which often symbolizes union or a shared desire. And the piece ends with a section of black beads, signifying commitment, transformation, or perhaps a new beginning. So, this isn't just a pretty bracelet. Depending on the nuances, It could be a passionate love letter, a proposal, a solemn vow, or even a warning. Each combination tells a unique story. It's poetry you can wear. In the end, Zulu beadwork is a language of silence that speaks volumes. It's a testament to the human need to communicate, to connect, and to create meaning. And through the thoughtful application of technology, we have an opportunity to help preserve its voice for future generations. Not to oversimplify it, not to flatten its complexities, but to honor it in its full depth. Because in every single bead, there is a choice embedded. A choice to forget or to remember. A choice to simply decorate or to truly communicate. A choice to consume a culture or to connect with it. The story of Zulu beadwork reminds us that the most powerful messages are often the ones spoken without a sound. Thank you for joining us on Tribal Tales and Tech. If you believe that ancient wisdom deserves a modern voice, please subscribe, like, and share this video. There are so many more stories waiting to be told, each one a thread, a bead, a symbol waiting to be understood.